Hillary Clinton endorsed Joe Biden on Tuesday despite the fact that more people have come out to corroborate Tara Reade's story. Where are all the MeToo politicians now? More data are showing that the Wuhan virus, COVID-19, is actually not worse than the seasonal flu, and the American people want even more done to halt immigration. All that and more. I'm Bobby Eberle. This is a 13-minute news hour.
And God bless the United States of America.
Hello, friends. Welcome to the show. Happy Wednesday. I hope you're having a great week. We're going to start the show with Hillary Clinton because I've talked about politicians in the past. They're supposed to have skills, right? They're supposed to be adept at reading people and saying the right thing at the right time and playing off of people's feelings and emotions to advance their career, to get ahead, to make strategic decisions that actually help them. That's part of political skill. And I've ranted for the past year how politically inept Nancy Pelosi seems to be, from impeachment to Ukraine to budget deals to the coronavirus. You name it, she's been on the other side. Yet, yesterday, I think Hillary Clinton takes the cake. I think she now is the leading contender for the Political Buffoon of the Year award based on what she did yesterday. In the heat of this MeToo movement, with Tara Reade coming out with allegations against Joe Biden, allegations that have been corroborated now by even more people, she decides that it doesn't matter. She's going to endorse Joe Biden. So in the heat of all this left-wing hypocrisy on Me Too, she picks yesterday to say, you know what? I'm going to endorse Sleepy Joe. So she goes on a virtual town hall with the Biden campaign. The topic is women and COVID-19. And she says this.
I am thrilled to be part of your campaign, to not only endorse you, but to help highlight a lot of the issues that are at stake in this presidential election.
So do you think she got the wrong memo? Do you think she got the memo that says Me Too means let's jump on board the Joe Biden campaign train and endorse him when he's already the nominee, basically? You think that's the Me Too she's thinking about? Because I don't know what she's saying. And here's more.
So I want to add my voice to the many who have endorsed you to be our president. Just think of what a difference it would make right now if we had a president who not only listened to the science, put facts over fiction, but brought us together, showed the kind of compassion and caring that we need from our president.
Oh my gosh, I think I'm going to get sick listening to this stuff. And I love how she just repeats Joe Biden talking points that were actually screw-ups in previous speeches. I think that was her version of Biden's truth over facts speech.
We choose unity over division. We choose science over fiction. We choose truth over facts.
In previewing the virtual town hall, Hillary Clinton tweeted this. She said, I wish we had Joe Biden's leadership in the Oval Office right now. Americans deserve a president who will manage the COVID-19 crisis with the compassion, competence, and respect for science we need to save lives and revive the economy. Join us today. Oh, brother. Well, Brad Parscale, the campaign manager for President Trump's re-election campaign, he didn't miss a beat. He tweeted this yesterday. There's no greater concentration of Democrat establishment than Joe Biden and Hillary Clinton together. Both carry baggage of decades in the D.C. swamp, and both scheme to keep the Dem nomination from Bernie Sanders. Real Donald Trump beat her once, and now he'll beat her chosen candidate. That's just awesome. So from that endorsement, I just want to talk about the left-wing hypocrisy of it all. Because Tara Reade has come out with these allegations against Joe Biden, and the media and the left are silent. We talked about that as our lead on Monday's show, how they're not saying anything. These people screamed for Brett Kavanaugh's head. We're going to believe Christine Blasey Ford. Doesn't matter what she says. Doesn't matter that no one can back up her story or remember this event even happening. No one could. We're going to believe her. We're going to go after Brett Kavanaugh, trash him, trash his family, try and end his political career. It doesn't matter. All of those people, they're silent. They are silent right now, and more people are coming out. This isn't just Tara Reade making an allegation. This has been corroborated by her brother, a friend of hers. Her mother, when she went on CNN's Larry King Live back in the 1990s, she corroborated the story. And there's more. Now, 2 more sources have come forward to corroborate certain details about Reade's claims. One of them, a former neighbor of Reade's, has told Insider for the first time on the record that Reade disclosed details of the alleged assault to her in the mid-1990s. This happened, and I know it did because I remember talking about it, said Linda Lacasse, who lived next door to Reade in the mid-1990s, told Insider. The other source, Lorraine Sanchez, who worked with Reade in the office of a California state senator in the mid-90s, told Insider that she recalls Reade complaining at the time that her former boss in Washington, D.C. had sexually harassed her and that she had been fired after raising concerns. So, of course, this Hillary Clinton endorsement has made Tara Reade absolutely livid of the hypocrisy of it all. That Hillary Clinton, who says she supports women, believes women, doesn't actually come out and say anything supporting Reade. I voted for Hillary Clinton in 2016. I voted for her in the primary. I'm a lifelong Democrat. But yet, what I see now is someone enabling a sexual predator, and it was my former boss, Joe Biden, who raped me, Reade told Fox News. Hillary Clinton has a history of enabling powerful men to cover up their sexual predatory behaviors and their inappropriate sexual misconduct. We don't need that for this country. We don't need that for our new generation coming up that wants institutional rape culture to change. She added, I will not be smeared, dismissed, or ignored. I stand in truth and I will keep speaking out. Biden's campaign has categorically denied Reade's accusations. And check this out. This is a tweet from Joe Biden in 2018. He actually tweeted this. It takes courage to speak out against sexual assault or to stop it from happening. If you know someone who has stepped out to the front lines of this fight, I want to hear about it. Nominate them today because it's on us to change the culture. You want to hear about it, Joe? Okay, her name's Tara Reade. Talk to her. Check out her story. She's the one. If you want people to speak out, if you believe them and you want them to come forward, that's her name. It's Tara Reade. So that was Joe Biden in 2018. Check out this clip that was dug up from the Trump war room. It's absolutely priceless.
I want to send a message to every survivor of sexual assault. Don't let anyone silence your voice. You have a right to be heard, and you have a right to be believed. We're with you.
You have a right to be heard and a right to be believed. Seriously? Then why aren't the media covering it? Why aren't Democrat politicians speaking out? If she has a right to be heard and a right to be believed, you can't be heard if the media won't cover it. I mean, you can't be believed if everyone's just ignoring it. It's outrageous, the behavior of the media and the Democrats, when you can contrast it with just 1 year ago with Brett Kavanaugh. It's absolutely outrageous. And what's the wildest thing in this whole story is that one of the people that actually seems to be cracking, that may actually be giving Tara Reade at least the benefit of the doubt, is longtime Joe Biden supporter Alyssa Milano, who tweets outrageous stuff all the time. She's so far left-wing, she's actually thinking that, hey, there might be something to this. She tweeted this yesterday. She said, I'm aware of the new developments in Tara Reade's accusation against Joe Biden. I want Tara, like every other survivor, to have the space to be heard and seen without being used as fodder. I hear and see you, Tara. Hashtag #MeToo. So that's very interesting. And the wording is very interesting as well, where she says, like every other survivor. That sure tells me that she believes Tara Reade's story. So I wonder if it's a matter of time before this ball gets rolling and the media actually cover it. Because there's a lot of people out there that recall this story, not just Tara Reade. So we'll see what happens because the media has to step up. The Democrats have to step up. I mean, remember the Senate Judiciary Committee hearings with Amy Klobuchar and Kamala Harris and Mazie Hirono. On and on and on. We believe Christine Blasey Ford. There was nothing to back it up. No one at all. Yet those people came out and just blasted Brett Kavanaugh. Where are they now, Kamala Harris? Where are you now, Amy Klobuchar? It's just absolutely outrageous. So next, I want to give an update because there's more information coming out on COVID-19 and follow up what we talked about on Monday, because the evidence does not support at all this massive economic shutdown that has ruined people. It's ruined people's mental health. It's ruined jobs. It's ruined companies, businesses. And from the very beginning, I said we shouldn't do it. From the very beginning, I said, let's take those that are in danger, actually in danger, which is very small. And you can see now from the data, it's even smaller than we thought. Protect those people and let's move forward. So on Monday, we heard from Dr. Scott Atlas. He was talking about some of the data that has come in. And here's what he said.
In fact, 50% of people that are infected have zero symptoms. And then another large percentage have nothing really significant that demands any medical care, and certainly not hospitalization. So when you look at the newer data that has come out, the estimates are that the fatality rate is very low, maybe 0.1%.
A 0.1% mortality rate. Come on, folks. That's the flu. Here's more.
When you take the people who are going to die, 2/3 of people this is New York data, 2/3 of people are over 70. 95% of people are over 50. If you're young and healthy, you have essentially near zero chance of dying.
Well, that part differs from the flu because with the flu, the next at-risk group after the elderly are children. And COVID-19 doesn't seem to affect them statistically at all. They're essentially immune to this. And here's more from Atlas.
99.2%. Today's data of all those investigated for underlying conditions, 99.2% had some underlying condition.
So 95% of the people who have died are over 50, and 99% actually over 99% of those who died have other serious health conditions. We're talking hypertension, diabetes, obesity, heart disease. 99% of those who died had some of those. In addition to COVID-19, however it affects you, if at all. Okay, so that's the data from Scott Atlas. And he was talking about antibody testing that's being done in New York. This is where this information is coming from. And now there is even more. Antibody tests in other parts of the country, including California and Kansas, have found that the mortality rate for the novel coronavirus may be as low as the seasonal flus at roughly 0.1%. These numbers are a far cry from initial projections that had the mortality rate at around 2 or 3%, and Atlas says that the new data means it's time to end the shutdown. Atlas's fellow Stanford professor and medical expert, John Ioannidis, has made similar comments, projecting that the actual death rate for the coronavirus is 1 per every 100,000 people infected, which would put the mortality rate at almost exactly the same as a seasonal flu. Ioannidis has also made note of extremely low death rates among young and healthy people. So what about the economic shutdown? Because of the coronavirus being as it is, what about that? Should that have even been done? Here's more. Ioannidis and other like-minded thinkers have also argued that shutdowns and stay-at-home orders have been an overreaction that have not saved lives. While some doctors, including leading White House coronavirus task force advisors Anthony Fauci and Deborah Birx, have repeatedly stated that staying home saves lives, there remains a startling lack of evidence that this is actually true. It's just maddening, folks. It's absolutely maddening that we have shut down our economy for something that is no worse than the seasonal flu, something that children and young people are basically immune to. Over 50% will not even feel it. 80 to 85% will have no or mild symptoms, and 99% of those who die have other factors: the hypertension, the obesity, the diabetes, the heart disease, all those factors. It's just outrageous to think that this is why we shut down the economy. So next, as the media and Democrats continue to complain about President Trump's executive order that temporarily bans a small part of immigration, the American people are clearly on his side, and not only that, they want more done. They want more done to halt immigration in general. And here's that report. Last week, President Trump signed an executive order slowing green card processing for less than 10% of the 1.2 million legal immigrants annually admitted to the U.S. In addition to these annual legal immigrant admissions are millions of foreign nationals who can still arrive on foreign worker visa programs, student visas, tourist visas, and special immigration visas, all of which have continued despite more than 26 million Americans now unemployed. The latest Washington Post University of Maryland poll finds that Americans by a majority want all immigration to the U.S. halted. When asked, would you support or oppose temporarily blocking nearly all immigration into the United States during the coronavirus outbreak, about 65% of Americans said they favored such a policy. Only 34% opposed an immigration moratorium, while 1% had no opinion. So the Washington Post poll isn't unique at all. A Pew Research poll recently found 80% think that this increase in immigration poses a threat to the United States amid this coronavirus, and an Ipsos poll showed that nearly 80% want immigration halted as well. So it's not just an outlier poll. This is the consensus of the American people, and here's more. The poll comes as some lawmakers like Representative Paul Gosar and Lance Gooden have called on Trump to expand his executive order to include most all visa programs to prevent Americans from being forced to compete for scarce U.S. jobs against foreign workers. An earlier draft of the executive order, exclusively obtained by Breitbart News, showed that the administration had initially intended to suspend the H-1B visa program, as well as H-2B visas, E-visas, J-1 visas, B visas, and O visas, but those provisions were removed from the final draft. So folks, there's a lot that can be done on immigration right now, and considering not the spread of this flu, but I'm talking about the 26 million people that were forced out of their jobs for no reason. People lost jobs. My daughter lost her job. There's an old bakery in my hometown that has closed for good. There's a bar, restaurant, venue, live music venue near where I live that is closed down for good. They are not coming back. The economy may come roaring back, but certain businesses, certain jobs are gone. And it was because of this economic shutdown. Now 26 million people are out of work. We don't need more immigration right now. Let's put a halt to it. Let's get the economy and our country going in the right direction. Get these people, get Americans back to work before we look outside. That's the only thing that makes sense. So folks, that's our show for today. If you liked it, please subscribe. And when you do, please hit that bell so we can make our push for 100,000 subscribers by Election Day, 100K by Election Day. And I think we can do it. So that's our show. We'll see you next time. I'm Bobby Eberly. This is a 13-minute news hour. Okay, friends, thanks so much for watching. And before you go, please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell so you'll be notified. And here's a special video just for you so you can watch even more of the 13-minute news hour. And don't forget to check out GOPUSA.com for the best in conservative news and commentary. We'll see you next time.